In the name of Allah, the most compassionate, the most merciful. Today we are going to talk about a very interesting article, a very useful one, and that has been written, authored by, by Lachlan Brown, who is a researcher in the field of psychology, who is a researcher in the field of personal development. A beautiful article is going to be shared with you, and that beautiful article, Lachlan Brown says that 10 things, okay, 10 things classy people never tolerate. He says that 10 things which the stylish and the sophisticated people never tolerate in themselves. 10 things. So, if at all we want to become a classy person, we want to become a stylish and sophisticated person, then we too have to follow this standard and criteria, and we shouldn't be tolerating any of these 10 things. There is need to develop a zero tolerance in ourselves for these 10 things. First of all, he says that these people, the classy people, never tolerate the rudeness, never tolerating in we ourselves. I'm not talking that about others. In others we can like and dislike, but as for the zero tolerance is concerned, it is for we ourselves, not for others. If at all I want to become, you want to become a classy person, a stylish or sophisticated person, according to the Lachlan Brown, we have to follow these 10 things. We don't have to tolerate the rudeness in ourselves. We should never be rude at all. We need to become polite. We need to become well mannered, and that is important. The first thing, being a person of good manners, being a polite person, not a rude person at all. Not a rude person at all. Number one. Number two, Lachlan Brown says that they are never late. Mean they reach on time wherever they do have to go, wherever they do have to participate, and they are on time. They are not late at all. They are not late at all. Number three thing, Lachlan Brown says that they don't gossip. They don't gossip at all. Gossip is something very bad. Rudeness is bad. Being late is bad. Gossip is bad. Gossip here in our language, we call it ghibat. Gossip is bad. Gossip, Prophet Muhammad, peace be upon him, prohibited us a lot. Never go for it. It was called something very bad and very dirty. He says this, he practiced it some 1,500 years back, 1.5 millennium back. So we don't have to gossip. Number three. Number four, negative attitudes. Little Brown says that we don't tolerate negative attitude in themselves. They don't tolerate it. Mean always positive attitudes. And number five says that lack of gratitude. Lack of gratitude. That is important. Never tolerate the lack of gratitude in we ourselves. If at all somebody has done even a small favor to us, tried to benefit us, even if they couldn't succeed, but they tried, they wished it. Still, if at all they didn't try to harm us, despite the reality that they could have done it, they were in the power to do that. We need to become grateful to the people, grateful to Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, first of all, our creator, our sustainer, and grateful to the people as well. We need to become grateful to the people. And the lack of gratitude, that is zero tolerance for it, according to Lachlan Brown, for the classy people, for the stylish and sophisticated people. Number six, they says Lachlan Brown says the dishonesty. They're not dishonest at all. They are not dishonest at all. They do not tolerate the dishonesty in themselves. They are always seen dishonest. They are never seen dishonest. They are always honest person. And this was the number six, you know, uh, trait. And number seven is inappropriate jokes. Jokes is something really interesting and very fine. People like it a lot. We need to develop a sense of humor in ourselves. Being having a sense of humor in ourselves, that is something interesting, and the people like it. But inappropriate jokes, these are bad at all. Dirty jokes, bad at all. I mean, as far as insulting someone else through your jokes, that is really bad. Do not do it. Never do it. Neither in their absence nor in their presence at all, dear friends. Now, the number eight is this is self-centeredness. Lachlan Brown says that don't be a self-centered person at all if at all you want to become a classy person. If at all you want to become a stylish and sophisticated person, then self-centeredness is bad up to an extent. We do have to, what is the self-centeredness? Mean कि you know in a in an unethical manner trying to get whatever is not yours, and you are too selfish that you are ready to harm others for the sake of your own benefit. You are ready to snatch from others what is not yours at all, or not being sympathetic, not being empathetic. Being a sympathetic and empathetic person, that's very important. And if at all we do have the sympathy, if at all we do have the empathy, then we are not self-centered at all. So the opposite of self-centeredness is the sympathy or the empathy. We need to empathize the people. We need to put ourselves into the shoes of the others, dear friends. Number 8. Number 9. He says that being overly competitive. They are never overly competitive. Being somewhat competitive, not overly competitive. Somewhat competitive, that's fine. That's fine. That's good. And that is the necessity, that is the sort of necessity. Being somewhat competitive. But being over competitive, that is really, really bad and shouldn't be tolerated at all. Shouldn't be tolerated at all. In ourselves, because that is a negative trait. This means that we are always under the strain, always under the strain, and we are trying to put other people under the strain for most of the time as well. So that is absolutely bad. Never be over competitive. Number 10 is that they are, poor hygiene. They never tolerate poor hygiene in themselves. They're always hygienic. Hygiene is very, very important. Now I'm going to make a quick revision of all these 10 points, which according to the Lachlan Brown, a researcher in the field of psychology and personal development, these are the 10 things the classy people, the stylish and sophisticated people never tolerate in themselves. First is rudeness, they are always polite. Second is being late. They are punctual actually. They reach wherever they do have to on time, usually mostly. Number 3 is that they don't gossip. They don't gossip. Gossip is bad. Number 4 is that they are not having negative attitudes at all. They are always positive as for their attitudes are concerned. Number 5, lack of gratitude. This is bad. Lack of gratitude is bad. Always be grateful to the people who have done favors to you, who have tried to benefit you, or even who avoided harming you. We need to become grateful to those people. Lack of gratitude is bad. Number 6 is dishonesty. They are never dishonest. Number 7 is inappropriate jokes. Jokes is fine, but inappropriate, the dirty jokes, mean insulting other in your jokes, that is really, really bad. Must be avoided. Number 8 is self-centeredness. Instead of being a self-centered person, they are seen sympathizers, sympathetic and empathetic, trying to put ourselves into the shoes of others. Number 9 is that they are not overly competitive. Being somewhat competitive, that's fine, that's good. Never be over competitive. And number 10 is poor hygiene. They don't do the poor hygiene at all. They remain hygienic. And these are the 10 things. The classy people means the stylish and the sophisticated people never tolerate in themselves. If at all we want to come up to the standards of North America or Western Europe, that's fine. We have to take care of these 10 things. And we too have never tolerated these things in ourselves.